Alright, this is like the 5th time trying to do a video. I've been interrupted so many times. Either my brothers walk into the room, the dog starts barking, or I start sneezing. Anyway, let's just run through it real quick because I'm tired of making the same video 5 times in a row. Yes, I'm a little late, but we'll talk about that later. Yes, so Kurt Angle returned. He has a back and forth with Chad Gable after being interrupted by him. It was funny as hell. All the promos tonight were really, really good. Really entertaining as well. So that led to the Street Profits coming out because obviously Kurt Angle was about to get beat up by Otis. They had a match involving custody for Kurt Angle, basically, which was ridiculous but good at the same time. The Street Profits win. They give a cup of some substance, alcohol or something like that, to Kurt. Kirk was weak stomach and he couldn't do it, so he went to the back. He was like, "Give me a second." He grabbed milk and they chugged cheers with milk. That's nice. That was great. After that, we had more Kurt. When he went backstage and Edge saw him, he was like, "Hey, here's our greatest memories in a picture." And everyone knew what was gonna happen. He's like, "I'm not falling for this again." He turns the picture around, there was nothing on there. He's like, "Okay, maybe you did change." So he starts getting pictures like back in the day. "Oh, me and Ray beat you for the tag titles. Oh, I beat you for the US title. I started the 'you suck' chants. You still suck," and stuff like that. So after that, Edge left. Kurt was so happy and went to go show it to Ray and Dom, and he saw in the back and he said something about Christ on Fridays, and I cried. Then he left. That was off of Kurt that we saw throughout the night. It was really entertaining. In that same segment, we had Dominic and Rey Mysterio talking to each other about Edge being the one to face Judgment Day with Ray instead of him. Ray told him that it's because of experience. We'll see what happens at the pay-per-view. We also had a match involving the AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler versus the Judgment Day, which the Judgment ended up winning because AJ Styles throughout the match was he didn't want to hit Finn Balor, basically, because before AJ Styles was actually feuding with Judgment Day, but that's when Edge was the leader, and now that it's Finn, it's kind of different because too sweet. That was cool. Judgment Day ended up winning. After that, Edge came out. He started talking shit to them, and then they started talking shit to him, and then Edge and Rey Mysterio came back and just started whipping them with the sticks, kendo sticks. And then Rhea went inside and she literally made Dom give her the kendo stick, and that's when Edge and Ray went back inside and Rhea was pulled by Damian and Finn Balor. And it was okay. I'm really curious about how all this is gonna plan out in the future. We had Sami Zayn coming out with the Bloodline. They were talking hella shit. It was great. They were talking about the 2-year anniversary of Roman as champ on Friday. And Kevin Owens interrupted. Jey Uso was like, "Hey, is this your boy?" And Sami's like, "Well, no, not. Yeah, I guess that's technically my boy." And he's like, "Well, you better get him before I do." And then Kevin Owens ends up going inside the ring. They start chit-chatting and talking. Kevin Owens actually told him before he went into the ring, "Hey, they don't even like you." He's like, "Yes, they do. Jimmy Uso." And they do a handshake, which was lovely. And me and Jay, we're working on it. Killed me. It was a great promo. That ended with Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. They had a good match. At the end of the match, Jay told Sami to hit Kevin Owens with a chair, which he was going to do, or he says he was going to do. It's just that, the timing wasn't correct. The ref saw it. The ref disqualified. The ref saw it. The ref told Sami no. Jay gets stunned by Kevin Owens and ends up winning. Claps all around. It was a great segment, great match, great everything. Then we had Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. That was crazy. So I rolled my, the promos were so good. I rolled my myself in the bed, and I was like, yup, it's time to go to sleep. Like, it was dope. So they had a back and forth at the beginning. They were saying who was gonna win. Seth said that he was gonna put him on the shelf, just like he did to Cody, and you know, all that happened. Generic stuff to say, and then they left. The promo ended. It was a well put together promo. It wasn't like all that, but then after we came back from break, they were like, oh, this is some unseen footage. And then because before the break, Riddle had mentioned Becky and was like, well, you're not the man in your family, that's Becky, bro. And then after we came back from break, Seth was still looking like a menace like this. I was like, oh, you want to talk about family? Let's talk about yours. Oh, wait, you don't have one. That's why your wife divorced you and took your kids. And then Riddle was like, what you said, bro? And then Riddle was like, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm not going to beat you up. And it was great. It was fucking great. I believe that they had to hash it out backstage before doing this program. Obviously, that way they can build the program, because I know that they don't like each other in real life. So I'm curious to see how that tension, if it's more tension now or because we're not behind the scenes, so it's crazy to think about. After that, we had the women's turn. After that, we had Miz versus Bobby Lashley, in where Miz was literally seeing Dexter Lumis around, like trying not to see him. Dexter Lumis ended up being in the crowd, distracting the Miz. When Miz told Ciampa to look, Dexter wasn't there. He gets put in the hurt lock by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley wins. Then Miz went to leave. He gets in the car and tells Ciampa everything's good. He gets in the car, and as soon as he starts driving away, you see a flashlight turn on, and you see Dexter Lumis's face in the back of the car, like a total menace to society. It was wild. I couldn't. It was just great. I don't know. It's just something about wrestling these days with Triple H in charge. I wish that Johnny Wrestling had a match, but I guess it's too soon. So we had a little promo with him and Austin Theory. Now, the main event was Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez versus Aaliyah for the women's tag team titles. And the winner was, unexpectedly, Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, we are going to point out that to extend the story, we had to notify the officials that the ref in charge was an idiot, because literally Aaliyah got tagged in and she rolled up with the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll up on Dakota Kai. 1, 2, 3. But Io Sky was the one that was legal. So technically that doesn't count, just to extend the story. So obviously I'm assuming that Saturday we're going to have a, or maybe Friday we'll have a celebration. That's when they'll re-challenge them at a later date, maybe next pay-per-view, or maybe even the next Friday after that. I don't think Aaliyah and Raquel are going to lose that fast, but if they do, it's not a bad thing, because I'm assuming that Raquel will turn heel on Aaliyah, because obviously every time Raquel needs to tag her partner, Aaliyah's not there for her. So yeah, Io Sky and Dakota Kai and Bayley versus Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss and Asuka at Clash of the Castle. We'll see what that works out, how it looks. I'm assuming that they're gonna win. That way they can have dibs on the title shots next for Bayley to be able to challenge Bianca, and them to Io Sky and Dakota Kai be able to challenge for the tag titles again, with eventually them winning, and maybe Sasha Banks and Naomi coming back to challenge them. Maybe, you never know. You never know. But it was a great Raw overall. Really, really good, really entertaining. I'm sorry that it took this long for me to upload the video, but with that being said, the comment came. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Make sure you guys like the video, helps me out a ton. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. There's a lot of exciting things in store for you guys. I'm just like trying to handle life and stuff right now, but eventually in a couple months when I get my shit together, you will find out that I am going to be here. But yes, take care.